everyone. Welcome to the Melancholy Coaching Podcast. I'm Fran, your host and NLP coach. Join me as I interview inspiring business owners and self-improvement seekers about their experiences whilst delving into personal development, motivation and strategies for overcoming challenges. Let's ignite our creative potential together. Hello and welcome to Melancholy Coaching Podcast. I'm Fran, your NLP coach, and I'm pleased to introduce a motivational guest, a mental health, mindset and resilience coach living and working in UAE. His mission is to empower people to train their minds to see the bright side in the darkness. His vision is a world where people adopt a growth mindset, learn from adversity, and improve overall mental health. So just imagine what our world would look like with that type of mindset. Wael, welcome to the show.
Welcome. I want to thank you for this humble introduction for me. I'm so happy that I'm with you today in that podcast. I want to thank you for accepting my invitation also. It's a very good way or a very opportunity in order to share my own thoughts and my own understanding about life during your podcast, to be honest, especially the mission and the purpose behind it as a certified life coach. I want to thank you for this.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So for full transparency for anybody listening, Wael and I actually connected online. We don't know each other in person, and we're in two different countries as well, because I'm based in England in the United Kingdom and you're not. So,
Yes.
we're connecting across the internet, which is a wonderful thing. Um,
Mm.
to bring coaches together, isn't it, and people together so that they can hear the message that you've got. So I've got a couple of questions for you, and we'll just have a little chat around that if that's okay, because I'm a curious little being. So I've got a couple of questions just that I'm fascinated about. So I know that you graduated from J. Shetty Certification School. So when did you actually decide to specialize in mental health, mindset, and resilience?
Yeah, I want to thank you for that question. To be honest, my journey started, you can say, before the school, long time back, since I was teenager in Egypt. Um, I never forget that day. It was my turning point day. It was 25 November 2013. And it was a very dark time before that date for me. I was smoking, I was taking drugs, drinking alcohol. I was in a very dark place at that time. I was
So with
22 or
that,
23. Yeah.
can I just say that I believe that you were probably self-soothing. So if
Mm,
you were in a very dark place to take substances and things like that, you're trying to soothe yourself. You're trying to help yourself, aren't you? It's just
yeah.
not um, a positive, but a generally positive way of going about it that will help you. So
Mm.
there's no judgment for that at all.
Yeah, I want to thank you for this. Thank you for that safe space that I feel with you right now.
Yeah.
Um, and then I decided in that day I was so depressed. I had depression and suicidal thoughts. And in that day, that was the day that I was decided to end my life, to be honest, and commit a suicide. I decided the date and time and location even that I will go to that place and I will do this action. But before doing this, it was 8 p.m. at evening time, something like this. I remember the time also. And you know that inner voice that came to your mind? I don't know what is the voice, that the voice of God, voice of angel, voice of inner conscience. I don't know what it is. And it was asking me this question, while are you going to end which life exactly? The life, the dark life that you're living in, drugs, alcohol, this kind of friends, all this kind of stuff, or the soul that God give it to you, this pure soul, the soul itself. You know what? That was a very deep question for me in that day. It was a turning point. And then I answered myself without any hesitation. No, I don't want to end this soul, this pure soul. But I want to really end this bad life. I don't like this life. It was so dark for me. From that day, it was my turning point answering this question, and I didn't commit the suicide. And in that day, I left my job. I decided to quit my job and sit with my own in my room. I I was sitting in my room for about 25 days, something like this, just trying to wake up, you know. I tried to quit smoking, drugs, alcohol, and reduce all this kind of poison that came to to my body physically, and affect my mental health and my emotional health also, and also my people around me. And from that day, I decided to turn everything. For example, I was trying to stop smoking and reduce and replace it by something positive, like running. I started to have my own notes. And this note, I decided in two parts: the positive part of the positive habits and negative habits. I started to write down in very blank page, a paper. I replaced smoking with running. I replaced praying. Sorry, I replaced alcohol with praying. I was replacing negative things by positive things. I started by very small things, and I started
Yeah.
to feel the positive feeling inside me. And from that day on, I tell myself, no one, I test the beautiful life. It was a beautiful test. It seemed like God give you like beautiful test, a beautiful honey. Just test it, my friend. What do you think about that test? It's a beautiful. You want to continue or get back? No, no, no. I don't want to get back. I want to continue with that life. And that was my turning point in that day. I started my journey with depression and how can I heal myself after God wills from depression and OCD and other stuff internally.
Mm.
And then 2021, I started to that journey for about 11 years internally. And then when I decided to be a life coach and read about JHAT and his school and all this kind of stuff, my main purpose in life, I want to study coaching in JHAT school because I want to be a certified life coach and help people who went through what I went through in my life. And from here, I found out God, I believe in God. God created this life for a purpose and also created you for a purpose. And God, both from this life is life of challenges. God created this life for you, not against you, my friend. So even the life challenges in this life is also for you, not against you. But you are the one who can choose and see the life challenge from different perspective. And I start to see my depression from different perspective here. From here, I start my journey of healing with depression as a life mental challenge, step by step.
It's also realizing that we have choices,
Yes.
because when you're in that darkness, you you can believe that there are no choices. This is just the way it is. There is no way out of this.
Yes.
And that inner voice that you heard, that could have been an inner critic, that could have been, your inner dialogue, um, God, or
Mm,
other deities that people believe in. There is no judgment for any of this, and those
mm,
intrusive thoughts, there's no judgment for that either. But it's knowing that you have a choice. You do have a choice.
yes.
Yeah, it's a very powerful message.
Mhm,
So then you did your certification through the Jay Shetty School. So you've decided to focus on mindset and resilience.
mhm,
Um,
mhm,
so it's kind of, within the mental health field, but on mindset and resilience. And this, I feel that this is part of your own journey, because quite often with these journeys that we go through in life, we just need to be a few steps ahead of somebody to hold our hand out and say, look, you can
mhm.
do this too. This is
Yes.
completely
Yes.
possible. I'm living proof, and you can do it as well. And I think that that's what you're doing, isn't it? You're showing people that there is a light through that darkness,
Mhm, mhm. Yes.
and they can achieve it too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I remember that day when in a ceremony for graduation before one day, Oscar was my supervisor, and I was crying. I was telling myself that what if you did commit the suicide 10 years back, you will not be here in this school and be a certified coach now.
Yeah.
So I worked so hard at the God's wills to transform that suicidal boy, teenager, into a certified coach and help people like me after 10 years. That was my greatest achievement ever in my life. That I didn't give up.
Yeah.
If
I
if
love
I
that. Thank
if
you
I
for
Yeah,
sharing. Thank you
that's
for
the point.
sharing it. Yeah.
hmm hmm
Yeah.
So if anybody listens to me right now, if you're going through something at least 10% similar, only 10% similar for what I want to see in my life, no man, you have the choice to change if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's knowing that that is available.
hmm
Because I've gone through a lot of depression as well. I've been challenged with it for a lot of my life.
hmm
And I didn't realize that I had a very fixed mindset. I didn't
hmm
even know that there were other mindsets. I just didn't know that there were other possibilities and that I could make choices. So it's just this information that may seem very simple, but it's life changing when
hmm
you completely accept it, that you can make a choice. It is a very dark place, but you can make a choice. There is a
Yes.
light. Yeah, I love that. So thank you for sharing. What I would like to ask you next is, what are the first steps that you consider, just in your opinion as a coach, what are the
hmm
first steps that someone can take today to begin seeing the bright side in dark times?
Wow. I will give an example from my depression. When I was fighting with depression, that mental inner war with myself, I was hating depression so much. But when I started sitting with myself and listened to depression and listened to the information behind my depression, I found out it's so useful for me. How did I do this? Whatever that your life challenge that you're going through in your life, whatever it is physically, so physical illness, mental illness, emotions, rejection, whatever that you're going through in your life, whatever it is, as a life challenge. For example, depression, when I was sitting with depression and talking with depression as a person like me, even if I have a conversation with depression, like I was calling depression Mr. Depression. I was sitting with myself in my room like this, like you. I'm talking with you face to face. It's a conversation, like a podcast. I was saying like this, "Hello, Mr. Depression, how are you? Yes, I'm good. Well, may I know why that you are here in my life now?" And I was saying this, well, there's some reason why that I'm here in your life. For example, that you are not eating well, you are smoking too much, you are taking drugs, don't have a purpose in your life, you don't have a goal in your life, and have a meaning in your life. So you're not supporting your family. He gave me a list of reasons. That's why I'm here in your life mentally, man. So what do you think about that? So I want to start to listen to the reason why division, but the division here in my life and the information behind the division and the need which is not met as a human being.
Right.
I
Yeah.
start to see division from different perspectives. So why I'm hating you like this? You give me information about the life that I don't like, and I start to change step by step. So if you see the bright side from your own darkness, like depression, for example, whatever it is, life challenge, you can transform depression or the life challenge from mental illness to mental friend, the one who works for you, not against you, as a human being. The same thing with rejection. I got rejected 2 times in my life, not 2 times, about 5 times I got rejected from 5 females differently with different time during my last 10 years. The first 3 times I got in depression, so that is what again. I was so dumb. I'm not sure the word. What I was so sad because I'm rejected, I'm not seen, I'm not heard, I'm not loved. Why? I'm a man. But the last 2 times I was so grateful for this, for my rejections. You know why? Because I found out rejection when I see the rejection from different perspective, see the bright side from rejection, find out God closed that door for me because something's better for me in the future. And I saw it in the future about this. And now I'm grateful for this.
So that's like you developed a form of optimism as such. Rather than being stuck in that place where you were rejected and staying with those feelings, you
Mhm.
developed an optimism for, there's something coming, there's something better coming, there's something else that I'm meant to be doing in my life. um,
Yes.
you mentioned purpose as well, and this
Mhm.
sense of purpose for us as human beings is so important, and it can be so lacking from our lives, can't it, and from our minds. And
Mhm.
I believe that a sense of purpose doesn't necessarily need to be a massive thing, you know,
Yes.
as just huge. And, we quite
Mm,
often could potentially miss what our actual true purpose is and what we want to embody as our true purpose because we think it's
mm,
going to be come in and it's going to be singing and dancing and really big. It can
mhm,
literally just be a feeling of that you want to help people, or you want to I don't know, you want to achieve something in your life through learning, or
mhm.
all of that is a sense of purpose,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes, you're completely right. It's so simple than this. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, we are, I don't know how can I say it, but we become like, because we're addicted to social media too much these days. Social media feeding us by wrong thoughts, a wrong belief. If you don't have purpose, that you should die or something like this. That is not like this. You know, your purpose, as you said, maybe it's a very simple thing. If you are a mother or a father, maybe your purpose in life only to raise your children. That's enough, man.
And that's okay.
Only to be, yes,
Yeah.
only to be a good mother, it's a big purpose. A good father is a
Yeah.
good purpose.
Yeah.
Doing your job well. When you wake up
Or
early, fix your
being a good
bed.
being a good
Yeah,
person.
yeah, being a good
Yeah.
person. Just it. I'm not telling you the
Yeah.
best version. No, not best version. Be a good person. The definition of good person or bad person, I know some people maybe can reject that, but be who you are. Be who you are as human being. Do things which is not harming yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically, and not harm people around you. Simply, maybe that will be your own purpose. Maybe when
I
someone see you doing that good thing, will consider as a humble idol for him and start to change also. Yeah,
Yes.
you're gonna affect
And I
people
think I
around you.
think it's I think it's contextual as well. Sorry, I got I think it's contextual as well, and it's how we interpret these things as like good person. Well, that's not much, is it? But
Mhm, mhm, mhm,
within the context of you actually embodying just being kind and good and what it means to you, what it truly means to you, that's
mhm.
huge. That's a big
Yes,
thing.
yes,
Yeah.
you're completely right. But how
Mm.
can you see it in that perspective? Our life is so simple, but sometimes we make it so complicated
We
as
overcomplicate
human beings.
things, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Mm-hmm.
We do
Mm-hmm.
overcomplicate
Mm-hmm.
things. It was interesting as well that you said that you said about challenges,
Mm.
because challenges are kind of almost within I don't know about it's whether it's in the perspective of what we feel them, but somebody's challenge may be not quite a challenge to someone else. We can't
Yes.
compare ourselves as human beings. If you
Mm.
feel that you're having a challenge in your life, then
Mm-hmm.
it's important to you. And that is
Mm-hmm.
something to work on, isn't it?
Yes.
Um, Again, it could be something simple. It could just be that you want to change careers and you're feeling
Mm.
sad and
Mm-hmm.
depressed in the job that you're in. That's a massive challenge for you because
Yes.
it's what it means to the actual person, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
faced with this challenge. And you also, I love it that you gave your depression a name
Yes.
and spoke to it. That can
Mm-hmm.
work as well for our inner critic. So that voice that we hear that tells us that we are no good or we can't do anything, you can give that a name as well.
Yes.
You can give that voice a silly voice.
Yeah.
Um, you can turn the volume down on it. There are
Mm-hmm.
little techniques that are quite simple but very powerful. And as
Mm.
coaches, we can help to guide people to the right kind of resources and tools that are um, potentially going to work for them if they implement these things.
Yes. We call it in coaching as I learned from school, we call it the bout of self. Because you have your inner voice inside you. Sometimes you feel like you're sitting in a room inside you. I believe in the outer world and the inner world. I'm talking about the inner world of you as a human being. Your world of thoughts, feelings, emotions, needs. That is your inner world.
Yeah,
Whatever that you open your eyes, close your eyes, that is your inner world. That right? The inner voice is talking. You're sitting with your own husband or your own daughter or whatever, your own friends, but when someone asks you, well, you are not sitting with me, you're sitting with your own thoughts. Don't think too much. That is your inner world, then. Yes. So when you're sitting in your inner world and the voices start talking and a conflict between your own thoughts, for example, one voice is saying, I don't want to go out today with my friends because I want to sleep early, because I want to wake up early, because I want to focus on my job. Okay, that's one voice. The second voice saying, no, just go out, have some time and enjoy your time. So these two voices covered by two needs inside as a human being, and you're sitting in the middle. You listen to this voice and this voice. How can you handle these two voices? From here start the conflict. As you said, you can name the voices. You can name one voice, for example, the growth voice, for example, because this voice motivate me to grow. Is that right? Mentally and physically. And the other voice, which is the funny voice, which is the joyful voice, and talk with them and find some middle ground action, okay, to handle the two voices and not go into conflict between them, because that is your own needs, man. So, okay, going out with my friends, I can go out with my friends, but I will take only 1 hour, for example, and then get back home early. I will sleep early. So now, by this action, you cover the both needs, for example. I mean, you are the one who can control this. You are the one who can control your own thoughts, you can navigate your own feeling and emotions. But
Yeah.
they will not come in one day or another. You need to work on yourself more. Give yourself time to listen to yourself. We are afraid to sitting with ourselves and face our own thoughts and feeling and need inside us. Because sometimes that remind us by our own past, by our own traumas, by our own painful things. But that is the start of healing. Give you time, give yourself a time and talk with your own challenges. Because I believe also it's all about your own challenges. I believe about it's all about how can you see your own challenge from different perspective. Okay, that thing is so important because sometimes people saying that I want to be. I learned that from Jordan Peterson. He's a clinical psychologist. I love him so much because I was taking his courses and I was reading his book. I was studying his book, and he was talking about something so interesting. I was saying that in his lecture, when I ask people about happiness, they're saying that I want to be just happy. That is so confusing. What do you mean by just happy? Just happy. What do you mean by that? Just happy? You want to be only happy in your life? What about the other emotions? Other beautiful, positive emotion also beside being happy. Also, this other negative emotion is important for you. That is the point. Imagine if you are happy always in your life. You feel bored. I need some sadness also in my life, and I need to have the balance between being happy and being sad. You know the value of joy when you go through some pain in your life. You know the value of food that you have and the lunch that you take when you feel hungry and you feel the taste of food. Is that right? Sometimes also you know the value of drinking water when you go through some thirsty. There's a wisdom behind this. The wisdom behind the two things, the positive emotion, negative emotion. It's so helpful in your life. But sometimes I don't know, that is the mindset. How can you build that mindset in your life? It depends from person to person. And you said something so important. It might challenge maybe is different, maybe the same challenge that you're going through, but your way of handling your challenge maybe is better than me or something like this. But that depends on your own way. How can you see your own challenge and start step by step to face it in your life?
Yeah. And it's also being able to just appreciate those little moments of joy. So
Mm,
what does happy mean? You can look at the definition of happy or happiness, still doesn't mean that you actually feel it. But if
yes.
something makes you smile, that's making you feel happy.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. The
And
simple things.
quite often with things to do with mental health and depression and stuff like that, it's almost like we can feel like we're not allowed to feel happy
Mm,
because we've got the label of depressed or sad or going through a big challenge, or we're not allowed to be we are allowed to smile
yes.
even in through challenges, and even in dark times
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
we're allowed
Yes.
to,
Yes.
and it's about giving yourself permission, isn't it, to do that. All of this is not easy if you can't sit with the self-awareness, if there's no
Mm,
self-awareness. It has to
mhm.
start with some kind of um, just little spark or something, some kind of thing that kind of triggers these thoughts and these actions. Like with you, it was
Mm,
just that awareness that you felt very, very sad and contemplated suicidal thoughts. But then there was a change, that thing that sort of stepped in.
Mm.
And there's no way that any of us can know what's coming. We don't know, do we? So what works for
Mm.
me or what works for you won't necessarily work for somebody else.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
but it's being able to sit with yourself, I think, and just listen, because you was able to listen to
Mhm.
the voice that you had. And then I don't know, it's a difficult one to describe, isn't it, really? So
Yes.
somebody that's feeling like they're facing a big challenge at the moment, they might be thinking, but I don't know a way out of this. But even that thought of I don't know a way out of this means that you could be searching for one.
Mhm. Yes.
That in itself could be a turning point.
Mhm.
So is all you've got to do is reach out for help or open a book or do something, take some kind of action.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes.
Um, so
Yeah.
for me, it was mindfulness. So it was being in the present moment in time. And that
Mhm.
kind of really refocused and grounded me. So that's the sort of thing that I like. Do you think that there's any one go-to with you now? So obviously you've worked a lot on your mind and your mindset. You've gone through your coaching certificate. You can now help others and guide people through your coaching. Are there resources that you use yourself that you consider keep yourself grounded or keep yourself with the growth mindset? Are there sort of practices that you do?
Yes. The first thing that I would do personally, whatever that you believe in God or not, or believe whatever that power that you believe in, pray. Praying is so powerful thing. When I start praying and connect with God, because I'm a Muslim, I believe in only one God. We call it Allah. When I pray every day, we pray 5 times a day. There's a time when I disconnect from everything around me. We start obeying by saying Allah Akbar like this. This sign when you say this, which means everything in this earth in this life will all behind you. Now you are with God
Okay.
only. That is the meaning of this sign that I make right now. When I make like this at the beginning of my prayer. So
Yeah.
now you are so mindful with God only. You're taking rest and break from your all your challenge in your life and talk with the higher power, which is God. Talk with God. Speak with God. And speak
So
about everything inside you through your own praying. So praying is so powerful for you. If you are praying is so powerful for you. Whatever challenge that you go through in your life, mentally or emotionally, that is the first thing that I have to say.
I was just going to say, for anybody
Yes.
who's only listening to this, because we have a video version of this on YouTube, but for anybody that's only listening, you've taken both your hands with
Mhm.
your palms facing outwards and raised them
Yes,
to
like this.
near to the sides of your head. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
like
So
this. And
that's
we
the
say,
action.
yeah. This
Yeah.
is the action
Okay.
because we do it like this
Yeah.
and then do like this and do this, which mean everything in your life is behind your back now. And everything in front of you, only God. So God is there, man. So that if you believe in God, that is the biggest thing. So what are you afraid of? God was you. If you're doing this 5 times a day, that's a big thing for me. I'm recharging every time. Different timing. I'm recharging myself, recharging my own battery, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically also. It's a movement. That's the first thing. Second thing I'm reading my own book, which is Quran, which is for Muslims, because that is the word of God. We are reading it. I'm reading it every day, one time before I go to sleep. I'm through reading Quran, I'm speaking with God. It's a conversation between and God. It's a beautiful thing. The third thing, I do meditation also. I love meditation too much. Every morning after praying. Meditation is so beautiful. You connect with your own self. I do like inner coaching with myself. When you do your own breath work, all your emotion is attached to your own breathing. Is that right? When you are calm, when you are happy, when you are joyful, when you are angry even, and anxious, whatever. When you do breath work meditation, so breath work practice, so meditation, you start to calm yourself down. Your nervous down.
Yeah.
Also, because I do some meditation, more than one steps, like breathwork meditation, forgiveness meditation, visualize meditation about my future, about my own goals. Also, meditation is so good for me and also for people, not only for me. Another thing that helped me a lot to go through my challenge mentally, emotionally, and isn't physically, um, exercises. We need physical exercise. If you
Yeah.
like, go to gym, go to
Move.
gym.
Yeah.
Moving.
Just get up and move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
only just move. Go to the nature. Okay, you just
Yeah.
have a walk every day, 20 minutes, for example, 15 minutes. Have
Yeah.
a walk
I
only.
walk a lot.
Oh yeah, have a
Yeah.
walk. Walking, running, go to gym, do whatever, any sport that you like, do it one, twice, every week, whatever. Do some physical. We are human beings, we are hunters. We are the God created us not to sit in a PC on a computer for 25 hours. No, that is not our own nature. We our ancestors, when we wake up every day, go to hunt. It's a physical movement. We're not sitting in our phones or laptop and sitting with meetings. Not like that. That's not our own nature. So I know I'm not saying judging this, but our life now is different. But at least move, man. Walking,
Yeah.
do some sport. That will help a lot. Okay.
I'd just like to say as well that for anybody listening who isn't Muslim, maybe you've got a different faith.
Mm-hmm.
Like my base is Christian. I'm not a practicing Christian, but I was raised as Christian. Or whether it's that you resonate more with the thought of meditation, or praying. You can pray even just because will lead you somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So the power of prayer can happen even if you're
Yes.
not sure where you,
Mm-hmm.
where you sit with any beliefs or any religious beliefs. It's still that you will just start to talk and something may come to you. So there's absolutely no judgment from us
Mm-hmm.
over
Mm-hmm.
anybody's faith, anybody's religion, or as coaches, we're here to listen without judgment, aren't we? And
Mm-hmm.
these are things that work for us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, because I I thought that I didn't pray, but I actually do. I've realized now, even just sitting there and, thinking like, you know, oh, I'm really grateful for this. And that's a prayer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so again, it's what it means to you. And if any of this resonates and you're interested to find out more, then by all means, you can contact Wael and just find out a bit more about it. There's absolutely no judgment for any of this from us, is there?
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. I want to thank you for clarifying this also. One last thing that I want to add to this,
Yeah.
connecting with nature around you. You
Oh,
become,
yes.
you connect with, that's an amazing thing. You know what? You can learn a lesson from nature around you. You can learn a lesson from the sun itself. You can learn a lesson from the moon, learn a lesson from the winds around you. You can learn a lesson from water, from rivers, learn a lesson from the ground. You can learn a lesson from the tree. When you connect with nature around you, you feel mentally, emotionally relaxed. Okay. Spend some time with yourself, my friend, the one who listened to me. How do you know your best friend? How do you know people that who you have to spend some time with or love to spend some time with and not and you're not spending enough time with yourself, as you mentioned before. Don't be afraid with sitting with yourself. At least sometime, at least every day, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Start by 5 minutes. Sit
Yeah.
with yourself. You can start journaling, for example. You have some anxiety, some depression thought, or whatever that you have in your mind. Something is bothering you. If you like writing, you can you have your own book note. Start write down your own thoughts. I think like this. Write it down. That is my own thought today or now. That is my own feeling. That's my own emotions. I need like this. Writing also or journaling will help a lot in order to express what is going inside you as a human being become more clear for you.
Yeah, it helps to process the information. So
Mhm,
by sitting with yourself, that can help you to download things and just process things, and then
mhm,
putting it down on paper. Um,
mhm.
what I would like to ask you now is what's next for you? Like what's coming, is there anything that's coming up next, or where are you taking your coaching next?
Um, I just wrote a book a few months back. It's an ebook about depression or my journey about depression. I call it Me and Mr. Depression, and I share it in my page on Instagram and also social media. And I I believe that I will continue doing this because I got a good feedback about the ebooks that I read about depression. So I think that I'm gonna start to have another ebook about another life challenges, not only depression. I'm not sure about it yet, but I'm thinking about it. Um, I'm starting to think about something so important for me and people around me, especially with social media and what is going on in social media now. We start to forget the importance of persons between each other as human being physically. Everything now mostly becoming in social media and visually. I start to do something which is going out in the street and talk with people in the street. And they call
Oh,
it
I love
street
that.
coaching. And yeah, I started to
Yeah,
talk with people in the
lovely.
street, and I have I didn't that's not my idea, but I started to, for example, writing a motivational note, something like this, and writing my name on it and give it to people in the street, for example. And people start to having conversation with me. I started to go on the street and distribute chocolate or any kind of drinks, like soft drinks, and I start to talk with people, for example. I give me the gift like this and ask them one question. For example, what is one thing that you're grateful for now in your life? And I start to have a conversation with people in the street, maybe one or two or three weekly. I start to feel like I'm alive again because my life only not only on social media. I start to so my next step now, I want to be more in contact with people physically, face to face,
Yeah.
like making group coaching sessions, maybe in some mental health center, something like this. And start to talk. I started doing this also in my workplace with my friends. So yeah, so that is maybe my next step from now to be
So
more
with
outside.
so with your actual coaching, do you coach online as well?
Hmm. Yes.
Okay. So that in itself can reach other countries. Is there any particular demographic that you coach? Like, do you only coach men or only coach entrepreneurs? Like, is there any particular people that you coach?
I don't have any specific area here, so whenever that I share my own content in my social media, people start to DM me and reach me. And whatever the topic it is, I will do my best to coach people. But you can say my my area, especially in life challenges and resilience. But if you talk about life challenges, it's a big umbrella, is that right? So when
Yeah,
people
very
come to
much.
me with different challenges, for example, depression, anxiety, lack of self-confidence,
Yeah.
criticism, self-talk, uh, some romantic relationship challenges. I having a lot like this these days. Most of the topic that came to me, romantic relationships. Okay.
Okay.
So I consider it now. It's about from my own niche, but from my own umbrella, whatever your own age. But mostly, yeah, yeah. So I'm not giving myself any limitation here, to be honest. So the one who reach me, I will do my best to coach this person, and because both of my mission in my life, I love to help people to see the bright side from their own life challenges and transform it into life opportunity and see the bright side there, see the order in your own chaos. Because that one day maybe it will transform you to something more stronger in your life. It's like an alchemy thing. You're doing alchemy with your own client, but mentally and emotionally, internally. Alchemy is a big word. It's a different topic, I know. But and also another thing, the other part here, I'm trying to help you to see the bright side inside you, your own gift.
Mm.
I can help you to see your own gift, the bright side inside you, and use this gift to work for you and craft it and use it to your own good and people around you. That is a big shift. That is my journey with my own client. I don't want you only to face your own challenges. No, find your own strengths, your own gift inside you, and how can
Yeah.
you use it to face your own challenges and
Yeah.
become. You're gonna do your own alchemy inside yourself and only own healing to transform, like a phoenix or something like this.
That's what we are as coaches, aren't we? Ultimately, we're a guide. You know, we're
Yes.
guiding people. They've got the answers within themselves,
Mm.
and we're here to guide them to those answers. So
Mhm.
thank you very
Mhm.
much for that. I'm just going to say that for anybody who actually watches this on video, I'm struggling with my eyesight today. So if you see
Yes.
me keep rubbing my eye, like, you
Mhm.
know, um, obviously I feel a little emotional because, we've had a really nice conversation. You're not making me cry. I've literally got an eye condition. So,
Yeah.
and it's flared up today for some horrible reason. So for anybody
Mm,
actually watching it as well, like I'm struggling a little bit with my eyesight.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Just
Yeah.
just to make that clear. So thank you. Thank you very much, Wael, for sharing your insights. And may listeners feel inspired to train their minds and to uncover meaning in every moment and start building a brighter and more resilient life today. For those of you curious in learning more about Wael and his coaching, you can find him now. Hopefully, I am pronouncing your name okay. So it's
No, that's great.
Wael Saeed, and you're on the Jay Shetty Certification School website. So as a graduate, you've got a profile on the Jay Shetty website, haven't you? You can also find Wael on as my coach Wael on Instagram. You're also on Facebook, TikTok. I'll have to find you on these places as well, actually, because we've connected via Instagram, haven't we? So, and you're on YouTube as well, which is
Yes.
interesting.
Mm.
Yeah. So is there the type of content that you share is quite motivational? Because I've seen some of your content, and I consider you to be a very good speaker. So for anybody looking to find some inspirational content and something motivational, just those words that just help you each day, then by all means, I will invite you to find Wael's content and give it a watch and a listen, because I just find it quite inspirational myself. So thank you very much for being a guest today with me.
Yeah, I want to thank so much for your own. That was a very insightful and deep conversation with you today. It's my pleasure and my honor to be with you today. I want to thank you so much for that.
Oh, thank you. So if you're interested in more content like this, just anybody listening, if you're interested in more content like this, you can visit www.melancholymentor.com. Follow us for the latest updates. So that's me. And until next time, stay curious, keep igniting your creative potential, and find Wael out there on social media. We mentioned social media a couple of times, and you get to curate your social media so that it works for you and it can work positively for you. It's not, social media is a wonderful thing and it's a wonderful tool and resource. It can also be very damaging. So just be very
Mm.
mindful about your use of it. And you can find some motivational content out there, because I know that you're going to go and find Wael and find his content, and that'll be just brighten your day. It will. So thank you very much.
Thanks much. My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me on the Melancholy Coaching Podcast. I'd love you to subscribe. For queries or to connect, email info@melancholymentor.com. Until next time, keep igniting your creative potential.